So, hi. I have decided to just start recording. I'm going to record this for the next hour. I've got notes. I'm going to sort of figure this off in the fly within the next hour of just leaving this to record. I've actually been prolonging this for far too long. I wanted to get out 2 videos out at the end of June of 2021. Hopefully that's still in this year. And I get at least 1 video out this month of June. It's currently the 23rd of June, kind of the 22nd, but I'm recording this at 1 a.m, so that makes it the 23rd. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous about all this. I haven't recorded YouTube stuff in well over 5 years, and haven't really done this YouTube stuff for a while. And I'm on camera now. And it's weird looking at this lens. I don't know how much I'm supposed to look at this. It's kind of weird. I can't see it properly, actually. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous wreck about this, honestly. But we're going to see what happens. And hopefully you have an idea of what I'm going to be beginning to talk about. Yeah, I'm going to pull up my notes now and try to get this thing started. So let's try getting this going. I actually want to try to get this done, something done that's I can use after an hour. So, hi, this is Andy. I don't even know how to appropriately do an intro. It feels weird. I do not know what I'm doing here, but I'm wanting to try. A lot of people are scared to talk about their mental health, and that's part of the problem for why it just prolongs and continues to be a problem. And with this channel, I want to try to set an example of how we should do things, how open we should try to be, despite how uncomfortable it is. This is my first time doing this. I'm spontaneously deciding to record this. I've been prolonging it for too long. I was about to say I'm ready, but I don't know. I am so nervous about this. I don't know how to do this. Bear with me. I hope to get better at this. This is really hard, and I'm feeling the feelings inside me, and I want to try to make it bearable for myself, give what I need to do for this, and give whoever's watching this something you can take away from it and understand it's okay to talk about mental health and all the things that come along with it, which is a lot of different things. And I'm not going to be able to tell all of my story, not initially. That I'm going to have to leave out a lot of parts, unfortunately, because I'm still processing stuff. Me just talking about mental health alone, what I'm going to talk about in this video, my sort of backstory of my life, and also with depression and anxiety, and a few other things like loneliness as well. That's challenging of itself. It's a lot, and you're gonna see a lot right now, but it isn't everything. There's a lot more, and some of you watching this, friends, pretty much all of you are going to be friends or acquaintances of some kind that are going to be watching this when it first comes out for the foreseeable future. Sorry about the squeaking chair. I don't know. Maybe I need to invest that in my budget. But anyways, this is a lot. But there's more to come, and you'll see that over the months, the years. I hope to get there. But right now, this is what I'm comfortable talking about, and I think it's fitting, and I hope it has an impact with the people watching this. And there's definitely some things that nobody knows, and I would like to be able to tell my whole story in full one day. And that's definitely a goal of this channel. But yeah, let's get this started. This is scary for so many reasons. I'm definitely putting myself out there and making myself vulnerable. Talking about my mental health, like I'm going to be reliving all sorts of issues of my own, and putting it out there to others to judge and put a target on my back in that regard. And that's scary, but I'm accepting those risks, and I think there will be drawbacks to doing this. I'm convinced, but I want to take this risk and see what happens. And the thing about me not having this stuff figured out and being quite vulnerable in the middle of my journey with all of this is that I feel like there's something interesting to observe with that. That I'm not somebody that has this all figured out. I'm still on that journey, but I've got a lot to tell people as is now. And, that's valuable in itself, but I think also the the revealing of myself being a flawed person trying to figure this stuff out is it will be an interesting thing. I have a lot to learn. I've came a long way and I have things to teach because of that, but I still have more to learn, and I'm keen to do that through this. And yeah, maybe I'll even get input on this kind of stuff from other people. So, let's finally get into the history of me and who the hell I am. And I know many of you will, pretty much everybody watching the start of this will know, but I'm going to do it anyway. And also, I want to stop right now because this is so nervous and I feel like it's going to be a mess to edit. I don't even know what I look like when I do this. It's so frustrating. Like, I can't look at myself like this all the time. I feel safe doing this, kind of. Like, I can adjust my face and stuff. But you're not supposed to do that. Anyways. So, let's talk about who I am. Name's Andy. It's in the name, the channel name, Andy Talks. Quite proud of that name, by the way. It's not flowing as well as I would like. Hi, I'm Andy. And I don't know if you can tell, but I got a bit of an accent. We've all got accents, but I've got a particular one. I'm Scottish. There's a bit of... it's not your typical Scottish accent. I'm from a particular place. Let's just say it's around about the city of Edinburgh, but not there. Somewhere nearby. And I've had very much an internet influence on my voice. I've also got like a bit of a background on... voice acting online, and yeah, I think that sort of tampered with my voice, so I sound like this. And people seem to like it, and I hope it has appeal and benefit. I don't certainly want it to be the focus of this channel and the content I'm trying to make here, but it's an added bonus of the things that I have to say here. I hope people are here for what I have to say opposed to how it sounds. So, yeah. I have a sister, had a brother. We'll get to that. I grew up with my mum and dad until my dad left, roughly speaking, when I was 12 years old. Just, parents get divorced, and that happens, quite common. And that resulted in me being quite... I think that played a part in my depression and struggles. Definitely not the main thing, but it's not nothing. And I would say in general, a lot of my issues came from not having appropriate adults looking out for me in my life. And that's been, I would say, encapsulating a big chunk of why I struggled growing up, and even into my adult life. It took me a while to realise that that's a factor why I struggle with things. But to go back a little bit, talk about my high school days. I was quite the lonely, quiet kid, very much kept to myself. Nobody really... I don't know, I had a couple of friends in high school. I did have my moments with people. I did hang out here and there, but I wasn't really social too much, and I pretty much left high school with just one friend. And really not a good thing to do. I would not advise it. Played a lot of video games. I still play video games. I was quite a gamer. I think that's an appropriate attribute to myself of who I am as a person. And I also grew up on YouTube as well. Very interested in doing YouTube kind of content. I started off doing gaming related content on my gaming channel from, roughly speaking, the years of 2011 and 2014. And then in 2013, I ventured out into creepypasta narrations, which I roughly did from the years of 2013 to 2015. And yeah, I don't regret these time periods, the things I've done. It was very interesting, quite the learning experience, and I don't know, I made friends along the way, and I got to talk to some very talented people, and I'm still friends with some people, and I really respect a lot of these people. A lot of people with incredible amount of potential, and yeah, I think they should keep doing that kind of stuff. I'm thinking about a couple of particular people, and I really do mean that with you guys. Um, you should get back into the YouTube, maybe do something entirely different, like me being a wild card with this kind of thing. Anyways, tangents galore. I would say my depression and mental struggles began when I was around about the age of 17, 18 years old. That's when stuff started to emerge. Man, I definitely would suggest people try to tackle their mental struggles sooner rather than later, because compared to now, or certain points like a couple of years ago, relative to when I was 17, 18 years old, it was minute, it was minuscule, it was, I would say, solvable with some very easy things. Now things are so much more complicated. Better to deal with problems a lot sooner. I ended up putting on a lot of weight while I was in my final year of high school, and that's quite something because I was a really good runner. That was like my thing during my high school days. I've lost a bunch of weight in that time, and put on a little bit of weight over the past 6 months, but we'll get back to that later. So yeah, like that wasn't great. That definitely took a blow for me. Yeah, and look, there's all sorts of different reasons why I got depressed around about that time. Part of what I was saying earlier with I didn't really have adults in my life looking out for me. I didn't have friends. I would say a lot of it's down to social factors. There's certainly stuff I can't talk about right now. I don't feel comfortable, not ready. I kind of feel like the world isn't ready for some of this stuff. And I was really lost. I didn't have the helping hand that I really needed. I was generally lost from my late teens to my early 20s. There was a general theme of that. And I still kind of am lost, a little bit more found, but I'm a little bit more found now because of the work I've done with myself, the growth work. And definitely, I totally missed that. Yeah, I had romantic relationships, 3, and I had 3 romantic relationships from the ages of 18 to my mid-20s, and those definitely contributed in a very complicated manner to my poor mental health. Again, something to watch out for. And when I say my mental health got bad, compared to when I was in high school, it was pretty low. And in my, to the age of 24 years old, up to that point, it got real bad. And we're talking suicide level. That's a word that pops up and comes to mind. We're getting that bad in regards to mental health. Let's just say 2019 was my worst year by far. By far, mentally and physically. It was really devastating. It shook me and messed me up in a lot of different ways, left me off worse. But it pushed me in some ways to get better, do the work that I need to do. And it provided me a platform for reflection. Yeah, big complicated topic for a later time. I was in hospital a lot as well. And now I'm at a point where I'm doing a lot better, but I definitely have issues of sort of, I haven't gotten diagnosed, but I would say hypochondria related anxiety issues, that pops up from time to time. I'll explain that another time. But anyways, I'm all over the place. I started my journey in January of 2020. That's when things started going up for me. Didn't seem like that at the time. Certainly not new. And it's a funny coincidence seeing that that's when COVID was just beginning to kick off and becoming problematic for everybody. So in that time, that past year and a half, I had a radical up during added hardships of so much trauma, and not just those past traumas, but from COVID and all these things. I'll get to it just now. And I ended up getting better because I predominantly listened and read psychology and philosophy and implemented that kind of stuff into my thinking, and that did me a world of good. I lost 75 pounds, and I did a lot of that through, eating right and running through panic attacks. Like I said, the hypochondria, panic attacks, it's horrible stuff, but I persevered through that for like 6 months. I think in the first 6 months I lost 50 pounds, which was insane considering my health at the time and what I was willing to do to lose all that weight during that time. I don't know, I feel like I was quite accomplished in that. I also started college, have had success at dating, which is quite a spectacle because I had my issues with women. Like, I felt quite insecure about them, felt like I was very unliked about them. I had like a big gap with myself with sort of being involved with women, and that really takes a blow at your confidence. And then as soon as I started dating and having a little bit of experience, that totally changed the game for me. I've also been trying to look out for other people's mental health, and certainly a lot of people, my friends, know this. It's hard, but I try my best to be there for others and do what I can. I've also started volunteering. I do like a befriending call thing where I like talk to the elderly, just give them like a bit of company every week. And then I completed a year of college, which I feel quite proud about, especially through all these hardships. And I believe the dropout rate for my particular course was 75%, which I'm quite upset about for, in regards to my peers. Like, I feel like they were failed, and that's not okay. But it's something that I can be quite proud of, that I persevered through all that. It's quite something. And I don't even know what the pass rate is. I think the number would be even more impressive in that regards. So I don't know. I think that's quite a lot I've done in the past year and a half. You also got to remember, I've grew as a person through all that, like with all this, like internally, and I cannot really express that sort of personal growth and security that I've achieved with myself. And I've done all that through the trauma, the addedness of COVID, the panic attacks, and also a couple of other things happened. And this is when it kind of gets difficult. And yeah, I got my dog put down. My mom had a situation with cancer. She's fine from that. We'll see, what cancer's like. I also had a younger brother who suddenly died during this year, just a couple of months ago. I'll eventually talk about that once I feel more comfortable with that, and I feel like I need to be responsible with that, give myself some more time to process that, but I think I'm handling that all right. And my mum had like an accident, a fall, where she broke both her arms, and that was something to deal with and be of help. And with, like, she was in hospital for like a month, and yeah, my mum's definitely had struggles, and I've had to step in and be of help with that. And all of this during a pandemic, and I've predominantly done this all by myself because the NHS has not been reliable help, to help me with my mental health. And that's so true for so many others. And it's true for so many across the world with their particular healthcare systems. We're not built to help people with their mental health compared to physical health. It's just not there. It's not comparable in so many different ways. It's a joke, really, unfortunately. And I think it begs the question of, how did I do this? And I think that's a fair question, because for a while, it took me a while to wonder and think about, how did I do it? Because that was a bit confusing to me, and I did piece things together. And to consolidate everything, like why I think I've gotten to the point I've gotten, with all the success I've gotten, I think it comes down to, I've spent a lot of time looking into psychology and philosophy, and I've built like a comprehensive belief system with all that jumbled up together, doing my own thinking, listening to podcasts, reading books, all those sorts of things. I've also been listening to the right people as well, I think. All that coupled together, and truly believing it at heart, I definitely think that's important. I did all that plus the growth work, just some vital stuff. And in some regards, I think it's easy for others to look at what I've done and think, wow, that's incredible. He must be special. And I don't think that's the case. I don't see myself as exactly special. I don't think that's accurate. I feel quite lucky because I feel lucky that I lived through a misfortunate life when I could have really easily died. I came close, really close. And I didn't, and that's quite confusing, but I'm alive and here, persevering and doing what I'm doing. And I think there's another component of luck where I feel like I'm quite lucky with my thoughts. I think I had some very fortunate thoughts where I could have just kept feeling and thinking what I was thinking and feeling, and been on such a self-destructive path like so many people are. Just certain things came to me at the right time, and I continued persevering that kind of stuff, listening to those kind of thoughts, and I hope to give some of that to a lot of you, and a lot of others can learn from it. I don't think this is something special just for me. I think this is something transferable to others. This is something people can have. Everyone, almost everyone, more people than we are willing to admit to. Like this idea of lost cause, it seems ridiculous to me. It's something that the idea of a lost cause causes so much harm to people because it's something so many people perpetuate to themselves, and people are better than they think they are. They really are, and I hope that resonates with you. Maybe it doesn't yet, but I really mean it. You're better than you think, and I want to convince you that. I want to make a difference. I've kind of briefly touched upon what my goal there with the channel is to help people with their mental health. That's the general theme of this. I'm not too particularly interested in clicks and playing the YouTube game. That's not something I'm going to do. I really want to do this my way, in an authentic manner, and that's going to result in me not prospering as much and as well. But I'm going for impact. I'm not looking to be viral. This is not a gaming YouTube channel. I'm trying to do a blend between being educational and documenting my life and my progress. It's not for entertainment. It's not. Yeah, it's something different what I'm trying to do here, and I want to see if it works. And when I talk about mental health, I'm predominantly talking about depression and anxiety and kind of loneliness. Those are kind of subject matters I feel comfortable talking about right now. This is not going to be a psychology channel. If anything, it's more so going to be a philosophy channel on how to tackle and deal with mental illness, like those particular things I talked about. And I will, of course, talk about certain psychological things that you can do. I'm a psychology student after all. I'm going to provide insights about my journey, and I think that's valuable for others to learn about and from. Definitely express the practical utility of philosophy and psychology. I'm going to be doing social commentary of things that are happening in the news with government, some YouTube reaction stuff. Not going to become a reaction channel, don't worry about that. I might get around to doing some interviews in a podcast format, or just like this, and yeah, you know how interviews work. Thinking about doing some video essays about movies and TV shows, because I think there's something to learn from. There's some great examples to learn that have mental health related discussions in some media content out there. It's not just entertainment value. I kind of want to show that what potential is out there to learn from some of these characters and stories. This is really hard. An experience I would really like to have with this channel one day. This is way down the line probably, and it's quite a big goal, and it's quite, I would say, emotional, this idea. But I had this idea that I would like to help somebody who has had a greater bottom than me, like way worse in terms of trauma, abuse, depths of depression for a longer period of time. I'd like to have this channel and its content help that person and them to accomplish greater feats than I have, than I've just talked about and I'm going to talk about. I would love for that to happen, for somebody to have that incredible transformation and growth for themselves. And I would love, I would really appreciate the opportunity and privilege to have them look me in the eye, and just for me to listen to what they have to say. That would be unbelievably insightful and fulfilling for me to receive that. I hope to have that. And I know that sounds really out there, but like, that would be quite something for me to experience. And yeah, I'm going for that at some point. You know, that experience might take me years, and maybe it may never happen, but I hope somebody experiences that themselves, that they get that level of help from what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. It feels strange saying some of this stuff out loud. I don't know, but it is stuff I feel. Yeah. And I'm trying to strike a good blend between being myself, staying on script, trying to be coherent. I'm gonna have to cut this a lot more than I would like, because I suck at this. This is horrendous. I hope I can. I want to do this like so free form in the future, and not have to. This is not right. I don't want to be like this every time I make a video. I want this to feel normal. Maybe it's because I got too many bullet points and I feel like I have to look back and it's like, I don't know, maybe I just need to have 5 and then memorize everything else. Maybe that would be the solution. I'm just thinking out loud. This isn't even on script. So, my goals, personal ones in my life for the next 2 years. I would like to learn from this channel for my own benefits, for my own growth. I'm just gonna read this now, figuring out what I'm doing wrong, like with my thinking and with my actions. Like the channel will be a great thing for the learning experience of that and documenting my journey. I think that'll be incredibly interesting for myself and for everybody else watching this stuff along the journey and who comes along. I also want to lose weight, because even though I said I lost like a bunch of weight in 2020, I've put a bit of weight after that December in the past 6 months. Like I would say 20 pounds more than what I would ideally want to be at. So I want to lose that over the summer as much as possible. I'll be documenting that as well. You know, I'm sure a lot of you will be thinking I look fine. Maybe somebody in the comments will say I'm fat, because that's what the internet's like. It's fine. And I say I want to lose weight, but I also want to put on some muscle. That's something I've been trying to do. I don't know if you can see, but I got weights right there. I lift them sometimes. Don't know what I'm doing. I should probably learn that a bit more, and I plan to over the next 6 months. And again, be documenting that in some capacity on this channel. I think that'd be very interesting. Don't think I'll get too much in depth. Like, this is not going to be a fitness channel per se, though I would say that that's important for people to be implementing for themselves. Like, that's good for mental health. Yeah, the basics. I'm also writing a book, probably like a sort of memoir and a sort of memoir about what's happened in my life. No idea when that will be published, though I do want to make incredible progress with that. A lot of that sort of content of that book will be parallel with the content on this channel, though I imagine the book will probably be a lot more consolidated and articulately concise in trying to explain things. God, I would not want to read a book that's as sporadic as this video. Yeah, no. It definitely won't be like this. I hope my future videos are better than this, because this sucks. This feels horrible recording this. It's so uncomfortable. I know I shouldn't be saying this. I don't even know if this is going to be in the video. I also want to expand my personal philosophical knowledge than just what I have right now. It's been incredible, this journey. I've gotten so much great, valuable insights through my own thinking and learning from others. It's been a fun process, actually, if anything, as well. Yeah, I definitely would encourage people to do this. I would like to give examples eventually in future videos on what I'm talking about when I talk about philosophy that's like practical to implement into your life. I'm going to continue on with college as well, end up in uni eventually. That's the plan. Stay on the course with the psychology. Maybe get my degree and become a psychologist. That's sort of my goals. That's obviously not going to happen for a very long time because, yeah, you got to be pretty qualified to be a psychologist. I also want to find people who are good for me. That's very important. That's definitely something I've lacked in my life, and I think it's one of the most valuable thing is the people you're connected with and how you're connected with them. Is it genuine? Are they just somebody who's there in your life? That makes all the difference, I think. I want to move out eventually. I'm currently still at home, and I want to run a marathon. Definitely run a marathon under 4 hours. I'm 25. I'm probably going to be in my prime, like in terms of fitness, for so many years. So I want to try to get that done relatively soon. Maybe even try to go for a 3-hour marathon. I think that would be really ambitious and interesting. Yeah, that's gonna be an exciting thing for me. I'm keen on that. And even though I seem to have a plan with all the stuff I'm talking about, I'm kind of just heading in a direction. I don't really know what I'm doing, you know? I have had so much doubt throughout recording this. I don't know if I'm meant to do this. I'm seriously doubting that as I record this. I don't know. I feel torn if I'm meant to do this. It feels weird. Maybe I just need experience. This has been hard to record this. This has taken me, I don't know how long the video is, but this is a 42-minute recording. And it's been agonizing. But I think it's important. I want to do this. My heart's in it. I want to get good at this. I want to make a difference. And again, I was saying this earlier. I don't know if it'll be even in the recording. It's weird to say this stuff out loud. I really mean it. I don't know if it comes across. And that's a weird thing as well, trying to be sincere. When you already are, I am sincere about this. But I've also got to think about presenting myself in that way. I don't know. I think this is easier when I talk to a person. I think part of the process that's making this really, really difficult is nobody's in the room. I'm just sort of talking to this object, trying to sound articulate and make sense. Yeah. I usually do these kind of thing, like record myself without a webcam. Like I feel like there's so many extra things I gotta think about. But this sucks. Words. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. But last year, when I was really struggling in the beginning of 2020, when I started this sort of journey, I was going through a sort of identity crisis, and I felt like I didn't know who I was. Part of it was I didn't know what my future was going to look like, if it was even going to be good. I didn't know what a good future looked like. And then I realized that a good future or your future in general, it doesn't have to be fathomed. It just has to be pursued. Like that was quite a revelation for me. You don't have to know all the steps. Have you heard about what is it, the speech from Steve Jobs where he talks about that with the dots? I recommend you look that up. That you don't really know the steps forward, but it's easier to, draw the lines between the dots, when you go backwards. And yeah, I'm just trying to chase the next thought, and I don't know if that's completely in the right direction, but I'm pursuing it, and I'm taking my risks, like I am right now. This feels like an utter mess. I don't know if I'm going to upload this. I don't know how I'm going to make this work. I'm having so much doubt with myself with this, but I'm going for it. And I hope the next time I revisit trying to do this sort of explanation of my life and what I'm trying to do and what I've accomplished, it's more coherent and it makes sense and it's more impactful. And so many other things. All the words. It's everything I want it to be, and it needs to be for others. This is very much infancy, what I'm trying to do here. And I'm trying to think about that right now. That it's okay that this sucks, that I suck at this. This is not going to be as revolutionary as I want it to be. Anyways, that's who I am. This is what I've done up to this point. And I hope I can do this again and this makes sense and all the things. Yeah. This has been hard, but I'm doing this for other people. And of course, I'm doing this for myself as well, because it's part of my growth journey with all this. Yeah, I want to make a genuine effort with this and have an impact on other people's lives. Like you, whoever's watching this, it's strange to think about people watching this. A lot of people are going to be, oh god, I'm thinking about certain people judging me. Yeah, be nice. I'll leave it at that. Please give me feedback in the comments down below. I would really appreciate that. That or message me privately. I really want to hear people's feedback on what they think about this. That would be tremendous help for me. Thanks.